We've got with us now Auburn head coach Keith Etheredge and Omar Mabson. Welcome, guys.
Appreciate y'all having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, I understand that you guys are going to be playing on the AHSAA TV WOTM Game of the Week this week. So what does playing on a stage like that mean to your team, Coach?
It's great. It gives them the opportunity to showcase their talents and play against a really good team. Moody's got a great football team, so we're looking forward to it. My guys are definitely fired up, and it's always great when you get to showcase your guys, over the whole state. So they're fired up and looking forward to a great game Thursday night.
Okay, Omar, what about for you and your teammates? What does it mean to get to play on a stage like this?
We're very excited. We're ready to play. It's going to be a long car ride, so we're hoping to come back with the W.
I know those car rides are more fun on the way home if you've won. Coach, I understand that you've got a little bit of a personal connection to Moody, at least to someone on their coaching staff. So tell us about that.
Well, I coached at Leeds for 10 years, and Moody and Leeds is right next door to each other, so there's a little bit of a rivalry. And I was able to coach a young man named Daryl Marshall, who's one of my favorite kids I've ever coached. Just an unbelievable kid. Started for me as a freshman, and went 4 years as a starting quarterback for me at Leeds High School. Played for 3 state championships while he was there, and he won state championship his junior and senior year, and was the MVP of the state championship game his junior year. So unbelievable young man. Just excited to get to see him and see him on the other side and watch him work.
Well, it'll be fun for all of us to see you two across the field from each other. But let's talk about, your current team and a little bit of a bigger picture of this season. So currently you're 5-0 overall. You're 3-0 in Class 7A Region 2. However, so are Carver of Montgomery and defending state champions Central Phoenix City. So, you can't rest on that. But what's your assessment of your team right now? Even though you're undefeated, you've still got some challenges ahead.
Oh, absolutely. Our region's brutal. I think we got five or six of the top 10 teams in the state in our region. Central Phoenix, of course, they've got a really good football team. Carver's really good. We've played Enterprise. We've played Opelika. Those teams are really good. We still got Dothan left, who's a really good football team. So this region is brutal, but it's always good to start 3-0. I think that we've gotten off to a good start offensively. We're scoring in the mid to upper 40s, like 40 points a game, 40 plus points a game, and defensively we're playing real well right now. And offensively, a lot of us got to do with our quarterback, receivers, offensive line, and this guy right here who's already got 15 touchdowns on the year. So it makes a coach look good when you got good players.
All right, well, you mentioned Omar's 15 touchdowns. Tell us a little bit more about him and sort of the leadership roles that he fills on the field and off the field.
Great leader on and off the field, a young man that leads by example. Omar's a kid who can run for speed, run for power. He's a 365-pound bencher, can run a 4.40. He does all the intangibles, but what makes him special is, the young man he is off the field. He's a 4.0 student, a leader in this school, not only on the football team, does things the right way. And, I tell them all the time, when you're really good athletes, guys who are really great players are some of your best kids, it gives you an opportunity to be special. And he's a special young man. So.
Well, Omar, I want to hear from you what it's like to play for Coach Etheredge. Obviously, he is a very successful coach and I'm sure has very high expectations of his players. So tell us a little bit about what it's like to be on his team.
I feel he got a standard. He got a standard of winning. So we come to win every day. We come to practice every day winning. We come to games winning. We just come to everybody. And, Coach Etheredge, he's a great man. I love to talk to him. I talk to him about everything. He kind of like a father figure. And so we talk to him a lot, and it's great. It's great being great letting him be a head coach.
Well, Coach, besides Omar, who are some other Auburn players we need to keep our eyes on this week?
Oh, we got a lot of them. A lot of great players. Jackson Kilgore, our quarterback's thrown for over 1,000 yards. He's completing right at 78% of his balls. I think he's 90 for 116, and that's a crazy completion rate. I think Friday night he was 19 for 20 for 249 yards and 3 touchdowns. So special young man, another kid that's just a winner. Guys like Peyton Plott, Peyton had 130 yards in the first quarter the other night and 3 touchdowns. He's a receiver, athlete, returns kicks, does all that stuff for us. Also on the offensive side, our whole offensive front, we average about 295 across offensive front. Hugh Bodiford, Clem Walmack, Aiden Platt, Tucker Alvin, Trenton Pritchett. All those guys have had really good years for us, and I think that all those guys are they're the glue. If they ain't there making their blocks, Omar always says that they help him. They pave the way for him. You got Josh Askew, who's leading us in receptions right now. He's a junior receiver. You got Tony, call him Touchdown Tony. His name's Anthony. He's had a great year for us this year. Cash Reef, all those guys on the offensive side are doing a great job. And then on the defensive side, Caleb Pitts is one of our leaders over there. Jackson Kilgore. LaMichael Gunn in the secondary. We've got a lot of leaders over there. Greg Williams has had a big year for us. CJ Carnell Jackson is a guy that plugs things up in the middle. Kyle King is having a great year. So, it's sort of like it's a total team effort. We have a lot of guys making a lot of plays for us. So I'm really excited about this team. It is a team. We have some great players, but these guys play as a team, and they do it the right way. They cheer for each other. I think the other day we had Charlie Ward, who's got 6 or 7 touchdowns on the year, and he's a guy that we use like a Christian McCaffrey type. He can play receiver. He comes out in, spells Omar at running back, and really good player. He scores a touchdown the other night, and Omar's the first one there to him to celebrate with him. So our guys root for each other, and it's a total team effort. It's what you have a chance to be special when you have guys that just root for each other.
Well, Coach, I believe you, because usually when I ask that question, the coach doesn't have quite as many to name, as players to watch. So that's pretty awesome that you've got that many playmakers on your team. We've already talked about your challenge this week with Moody. Right after that, the very next week, you go on the road to play defending state champion Central Phoenix City. So, Coach, what do you think your team needs to do to, overcome those challenges coming up and make it to the state championships in December?
Just take it one game at a time. We got Moody this week, and we're going to, try to focus on them. And then, of course, it's a short week this week, play Thursday night. So, Friday, we're going to get started on Central Phoenix. They got a great football team, defending state champs. Until somebody knocks them off, people are going to be talking about Central Phoenix because, they're so good. So we've got to really focus and do the things that we do. We talk about every week. You go out there, you play a nameless, faceless opponent. You just do what you do. We just got to play Auburn football, take care of the football, block, tackle, no pre-snap penalties, get after it. I tell our kids all the time, there's 2 things you control all the time. That's your effort and your attitude, and be great at those 2 things, and everything else fall in place.
Omar, you got anything to add what your team needs to do from your perspective to continue to be successful this season?
Like I said, game by game, day by day. That's all I got to say.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much, Coach Keith Etheredge and Omar Mabson, for joining us. We look forward to watching you this week on the Game of the Week, the AHSAA TV Network and WOTM Game of the Week. We'll see you there and wish you all the best.
Thank you, guys.